A microexpression is a brief involuntary facial expression shown on the face of humans according to emotions experienced. They usually occur in high-stakes situations where people have something to lose or gain. Microexpressions occur when a person is consciously trying to conceal all signs of how they are feeling, or when a person does not consciously know how they are feeling. Unlike regular facial expressions, it is difficult or impossible to hide microexpression reactions. Microexpressions cannot be controlled as they happen in a fraction of a second, but it is possible to capture someone's expressions with a high-speed camera and replay them at a much slower speeds. Microexpressions express the 7 universal emotions, which are disgust, anger, fear, sadness, happiness, contempt, and surprise. Nevertheless, in the 1990s, Karl Abraham expanded his list of emotions, including a range of positive and negative emotions, not all of which are encoded in facial muscles. These emotions are amusement, embarrassment, anxiety, guilt, pride, relief, contentment, pleasure, and shame. They are very brief in duration, lasting only 1/25th to 1/15th of a second. The former was from the Wikipedia entry for microexpression. My entire life has been a relentless pursuit of truth. My mother, when I was 2, before leaving permanently, said that she was going to the store. Some part of me, however, knew that something was wrong, because I tried to stop her, and when my dad told me to let her go, I yelled in a questioning way, "But she's telling stories." Even baby non-luminous flame knew the face of a lie, which is where the study of microexpressions and body language, a hobby of mine, comes in. Today is Frankenstein Friday, a day to recognize author Mary Shelley, who wrote the novel Frankenstein, otherwise known as the modern Prometheus. My twin brother and I were nicknamed the Frankenstein twins, even having our first names precede the suffix "stein" for effect, by a few of my then acquaintances who needed not fear being beat up by me for it, mostly because my twin brother thought that it was funny. Frankenstein's monster, like my twin and I, was muscular, aggressive, heavily scarred, motherless, rejected by his father, without a mate, and hated by society. All things to which I may relate. The freakish monster, not unlike myself and Prometheus, was punished not only for existing, but for the knowledge, or fire, if you will, that he gladly shared. Scholars sometimes look for deeper meaning in Shelley's story and have analogized the monster to a motherless child. Shelley's own mother died while giving birth to her. The monster has also been analogized as an oppressed class. Shelley wrote that it recognized the division of property of immense wealth and squalid poverty. Others see in the monster the tragic results of uncontrolled technology. I'll pause before continuing with the article entry and interject a few of my own thoughts. I understand that Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley was a woman, or as a woman, believed herself to be an oppressed class due to the Freudian concept of penis envy. I know also that the daughterless author was the daughter herself of the little-known philosopher and prominent feminist, educator, and writer Mary Wollstonecraft, and thus was something of a resentful socialist due to the fact that she was a woman, and also because one is not simply related to a feminist. Only men are required to this very day to register for selective service, and only Caucasian men don't receive affirmative action. So gender equality is just code for giving free stuff to women at men's expense, and thus gender equality is a lie. I'll now continue with the Wikipedia article entry in full stride. Another proposal is that the character of Dr. Frankenstein was based upon the real scientist who had a similar name and who had been called a modern Prometheus, Benjamin Franklin. Accordingly, the monster would represent the new nation that Franklin helped to create out of the remnants left by England. Victor Frankenstein's father made also a kite with a wire and string, which drew down the fluid from the clouds, wrote Shelley, similar to Franklin's famous kite experiment. I'm your host, Non-Luminous Flame, and I'll leave you all with a hearty grunt and a quote from the micro-expression observing freak monster himself, the monster of Frankenstein. I do know that for the sympathy of one living being, I would make peace with all. I have love in me, the likes of which you can scarcely imagine, and rage, the likes of which you would not believe. If I cannot satisfy the one, I will indulge the other.